Hi, Jackie here, showing a layout for Magpie using the monthly embellishment kit. This kit I'm using is for March 2025. So I've printed my photographs. The paper collection I'm going to use is Kaleidoscope by 49 and Market. And I've just gone through the papers and already chosen all the green elements that I want to use. I'm also going to be doing some stamping using some of the Magpie stamps, and also I have die cut one of the notebook papers from one of the 6x8 paper pads as well. So I'm just showing you here all the little bits and pieces that you get in the Kaleidoscope collection, and again I've gone through it. I'll see, well, I actually cut it out of the video, but I do go through it and each pack and get out all the green elements that I want to use, green and yellow elements I want to use with this collection, with this layout, sorry. So here I am trying to figure out how I want to layer up. This layout is similar to one I've done previously. So I like to do sort of a central column with my pattern papers, and I've torn the lower edge. And then I'm going to lay up these three papers and offset them. I'll show you how I do it. And then what I do is, because I want to make sure you can see some of the pattern papers underneath, I do end up trimming some of these down. I think I trimmed this piece down to 1 inch, just 1 inch off the top, and the one with all the words on I trim off to about 1/2 inch, I think it is. But it's just so that you can see all the layers a bit more as I'm stacking them up together. So I'm just trimming the edge off there. So I will leave a I'll leave a link in the description box below to the monthly embellishment kit. I believe it gets sent out on the 10th of December, and it's a new subscription kit that Sarah's started to put together. So I thought as it is February, and I thought I'd show you what you would get if you subscribe to the monthly March kit as well. So I'm just putting it all together. I do distress all the edges. Again, I did most of it off camera so that you're not sitting here being bored about me putting distressing edges and sticking everything together. This video for me is a bit longer today. I think it's about 16 minutes, and it's because I wanted to show you how I mess around and do a lot of faffing around trying to figure out where to put all the little bits and pieces. So if you ever have a kit and you're thinking, oh, where do I put this, you're not the only one. I do a lot of faffing around, as you'll see in a minute, of where does this go. There's a lot of things where I think, oh yes, it's going to go there, and then it either ends up not being on the page or being in a totally different place. So in this kit you get 2 sheets of labels. So off camera again, I've cut them all out, and I'm going to use them as my cluster bases like I normally do. So before I do all that, I'm just going to use this background grid, and I'm going to add some design to the actual the pattern paper on the base. So the 3 ink pads I've got there is Shabby Shutter, Crushed Olive and Fossilised Amber. So I try first the Shabby Shutter, thinking that's going to be right. And what I normally do is I stamp it underneath where the photo mount is going to be, and then I can marry it up to see if it's light enough. If it was dark enough, sorry, it was too light, so I ended up using Crushed Olive. I didn't end up using Fossilised Amber at all. So Crushed Olive gives a better detail. I didn't want it to be too dark, and again, I didn't want it to be too light, so the Crushed Olive was a perfect one. So I'm just marking around my photo mat of where the edges are going to be, and then I do start to stamp around the edge, so that when the photo mat is down, you just get a slight image of the stamp detail. So again, I don't show you all this bit because it's just me inking and stamping on the pattern paper. So there you can see. You might not be able to see on screen now, but you will see in the close-ups where I have where it shows through. It's not very dark. You can't see it very clearly on this on the screen at the moment. Again, I apologise for the glare of my lamp, but I am scrapping at night, so it does give a bit more of a glare to my pages. So I've just been, like I said before, I've just been through the acetate sheet pack, the chipboard pack, the bits and pieces pack, and as you saw on that sheet, I've got all the pieces that I think I'm going to use. So I think this is where the long process comes in. So I love this large green acetate piece, and I think I'm going to put it underneath at the bottom. So here I am, I'm going to layer everything up before I start to stick things down. So I've got some acetate leaves, I've got some die cuts, I've got some tags, I've added one of the notebook paper dies that I've die cut out of pattern paper from this collection. And I've just added them all the way around the thing, and then I'm going to start to add my what are they? Labels, sorry. Add my labels around the photograph where I'm going to put my clusters. So I've just took everything off now. I'm ready to start to stick it all down. So as usual, I only put tape in the centre of my papers so that it's easy for me to tuck things behind. So I'm just lining that up with my ruler, and then I can start assembling all my bits and pieces around my photo mat. So I start with my leaves, and I do add the 3D tape to the side, but you can't see. I add it to the bottom, and because it's going to be sliding underneath the photo mat, you can't see the tape anyway. And then when I put the notebook piece down, die cut piece, I only add a small amount of tape so that I can move it around. So there it is, where I've moved that large piece of acetate, and that ends up being kept in the tray. It doesn't get put back on the layout. So I'm just going to add more leaves around the side. I don't add too much leaves and things because I really wanted to concentrate on adding the March kit, embellishment kits pieces, and not have it dominated by all the lovely 49 and Market bits and pieces. So I'm just going to add all my labels. So I do add labels to top of this left photograph and the bottom of the right photograph, and I'm going to just put where those photos were taken, because there's two different photographs. The daffodils was taken at Botanical Gardens, and the snowdrops was taken in my back garden. So I've just laid those up. I do faff around with putting labels to the left and the right side of my photo mat, as you'll see in a minute. So that's the bottom label, so that corresponds with how I've styled the top left label. So here I am trying to figure out how to put a label to the left side, and then I think, no, I'll put a different colour label to the left side. Then I'll change it to the right side. So yeah, so it's not, you're not the only one. If you think, oh, how am I going to put things, I faff around. And then I got some of the other bits and pieces out of the kit. I've kept the kit to my right because I wanted to make sure that I was using it and I didn't get tied up with just using 49 and Market products. So I love these little, what are they called, applique hearts. So I thought I was going to use both of them, but again, I only end up using one, and they do end up getting moved around and where I've initially put them. So originally I'm going to put them one there and one at the bottom. I want the flare badge at the bottom, but as it was the same colour of that mustard coloured heart, I swapped those around. And then I realised that I forgot to put this black and white frame, so I've just cut that in half, and then I can tuck it in the back of the photo mat. And then here I am faffing around now to see where I want to put the other side of this frame. Again, it doesn't end up getting onto the layout, so I put it in 3 or 4 places, and then I think, no, it's not going on, so I've just had that as an accent there. And because I've got the black and white, I do know that I need to have some more black and white or black on my layout. So in the kit, there's this lovely black and white striped ribbon. So I've just done some ribbon loops, trimming it off, again, going to the top. Then I think, no, it's not going to go there. And it ends up going to the bottom right of my photo mat. So I'm just going to stick that in place. And then also there's some yellow ribbon as well. So I've do another ribbon loop and stick that next to it. And as you can see, I have quite a lot of ribbon left over, so I can use that on another project. So you get loads in this thing, and in a minute you'll see where there's other elements in the embellishment kit that I don't use because they don't correspond with this layout, but I will use. I'll talk to you when I'll talk about them when I put them on the table. So now I've found another black and white element, and this says the story. And that's from the 49er market, where I'm going to add a bit of journaling onto that. So again, I've got the black and white going to the left hand side now. I just removed the cluster I'd already put down and just moved it slightly up on the page because I hadn't really stuck it down properly. Off camera, when I finish my layout, I do go around and make sure that everything is firmly stuck in place. So I've got there's some thread in the pack as well. You get 4 various colours, and I want to make a messy loop around the flare badge. So I do it all together and I stick it all down, and then you'll see me in a minute where it all comes unravel and I have to do it again. So I think, I've got enough glue on there. Just hold it into place, and while I'm doing that, put some glue at the back of the flare badge. And as soon as I let go, it all unravels, and so I have to do it all again. It doesn't take me long, but I've just thought I'll just leave all this in so you know the full process of me having messing around and faffing with putting things into place. So there's a second attempt, and that's nice and firmly down. Now to where am I going to put these hearts? So I was going to put the green heart there, but no, it ends up being somewhere else. But before I do all that, I decide that I need to add my title. So I've used the Isabella Boulevard Lunar Alphabets. I'll leave a link in the description box below. And I've used yellow, which I think it's called bell pepper, and the green one's called, I can't say it, guacamole. So I've used those 2 on my layout. And now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put this applique art, and it ends up going to the bottom right of my title. So again, just using some wet glue, Nouveau wet glue, Deluxe glue, I've just added it to the bottom, and I've got some these lovely little mini flowers, and I've just put a cluster of 3 in this area. Now off camera, I find that there's a little lovely green heart charm, so I do add it underneath this applique art. You'll see it in the close-ups, and you'll also, if you've come from the blog, you'll be able to see it more in the still photograph there. So again, there's a lovely butterfly, 2 butterflies there was, so I've ended up just using 1 yellow one, which I've added to the top of the first photograph. And now I'm going to add some sequins, lovely bag of sequins. Again, I'm not going to show you me adding every single sequin, so I've just scattered them around the page. You can see where I've glued. And here's a few close-ups. And in the sequin pack, there's these nice little smiley faces. So I've had a couple of those around the page. So I'm just saying that I've had the spring blooms, the little fabric ribbon tabs. So either a few close-ups. I hope you like what I've done using this embellishment kit. Please like and subscribe to this channel, and all the links for the products I've used are in the description box below. Thank you for stopping by. Until next time, bye.